to get on.
There we go. Okay. So here we go. I'm live now. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for letting me get situated here. So let's see. I'm just taking a quick second to share my video on my timeline so everybody knows I'm live. If you share my video today, you will be entered in to win a prize, a stamp set this week. And if you say good morning and let me know you're here, you'll be entered to win another prize. So I'll show you those real quick here. I am just enjoying my coffee. It was a little rough to get up this morning, I will tell you that. With the daylight savings, we lost an hour last night and I didn't go to bed until pretty late. So I'm a little tired this morning, but my coffee's helping. And of course, the fact that I get to craft with you guys this morning is pretty exciting. So good morning, everybody. I'll go ahead and jump right in. I'm going to be showing you guys how to use the new embossing paste in the Occasions catalog. The embossing paste is located on page 13, and it comes in shimmery white and silver. And then I'm also going to be showing you how I use the masks. They come in tubs like this. It's quite a bit of paste in each tub. So the silver embossing paste has, I think it tells me how many ounces somewhere. I'm not sure where. But I think in the catalog it might say 4 fluid ounces. So, so here's the shimmery white. It looks like so. See that? We're going to be playing with that. I'll show you. I love the shimmery white. As you can see, I used it on the clouds, and it's probably hard to see the glimmer or the shimmer, but there is a ton of it going on. And the nice thing is it doesn't shed. It's not shedding any. Yeah, I like mailing out little fun gifts for you guys. Oh, and then I have to do my drawing, so I'm going to set these aside real quick. I need to do, I did my commentpicker.com for the comments from last week's video, and congratulations to Sonia da Silva. She won the decorative mask for commenting on my video. And then I have the people that shared my video in this cup, and I'm going to draw a name for somebody that actually gets the embossing paste. Oh, Amanda! Yay! Congratulations! You got the embossing paste. Wow, 2 things in a row. Good job. So you get the silver embossing paste. So you're going to see how to use it today, and then I'll send this to you in the mail, and you'll get to play with the silver embossing paste. So congratulations to you guys. I will get these to you. Now for this week, if you have shared, you could win the Lots of Lavender set. So this is a really, you guys saw a few weeks ago, I did a beautiful set of projects with the Lots of Lavender. You can do a lot of fun things with it. So go ahead and share my video and you can get this stamp set. Thank you very much. I love my nails. I finally put them on yesterday. As you can see, my nails are really short, but these are really, really cute. I like the patterns. Okay, and then if you commented on my video today, you could win the Tutti Frutti sequins. They have pretty much been my most favorite thing in this catalog. I've been using the heck out of them. So you will get a full container of the Tutti Frutti sequins if you comment and get entered to win. So, alrighty. Let's see here. Okay. Now, we're going to go ahead and get right into it. I'm going to show you the different little projects that we're going to make. Now, I want to go ahead and work with this one first, and I'm actually going to change it up a little bit, and you'll see how I do. Actually, I changed my mind. We're going to do the dragon one. We're going to keep it basic for this for a second, and we're going to do the dragon. Now, if you see in the description of my video, there is a link to the project sheet. And it has all the measurements and everything I used in the projects with the item numbers and everything. So you guys have that. So I just need a few scraps of Whisper White cardstock to do my dragon and my knight and my sentiment. I have 2 pieces of the shimmery ribbon. This is free in the celebration item or in the celebration catalog. It comes in a pack of 3 different colors, and this is the basic gray shimmer. And it's just really, really cute. So we need that. we need 2 pieces of the basic gray. So we need 1 piece for our base, and then we need another piece cut slightly smaller to be our kind of front page. So we'll go ahead and do the embossing piece first, because that actually needs a bit of time to dry. Now, if you've ever played with the regular embossing paste, you know that it dries really quick, and so you have to work really fast. But with this particular silver embossing paste, it actually takes a lot longer to dry, so you need to give yourself some time. So I figured we'll do the embossing first and set it aside to let it dry while we color our knight and our dragon. So what I'm actually pulling out here is the Pattern Party Decorative Masks. These are in the annual catalog, and they are really cool. They have a lot of different patterns. We're going to be using 2 of them today. We're going to be using the clouds and the brick wall. There are 2 others. There's a medallion, which is really cool. I don't know, that's probably hard to see. So there's a medallion, and there's also this kind of, reminds me of a lattice looking pattern. So some really cool decorative masks that you could use with your embossing paste. You could also use ink and a sponge dauber and go to town that way as well. So we're going to be doing our embossing. You need embossing tools. Now, these are also in the annual catalog, and they are, I'm gonna actually pull up the page where they're at. The embossing, I should know this, but I don't. You guys gotta watch me flip through the catalog here for a second. It's in the back. So we've got our decorative masks on page 201, and we have our palette knives, and it comes with a set of 3 different knives for $5. Okay, so we are going to be using those. We definitely need that. I am not going to use washi tape or anything to hold my mask down. I'm just going to use my hands because I don't want it, I really don't care if it's precise. So I've gotten my tool. This is my favorite tool of choice. You guys will, you know, play and figure out which one works for you, but I really like the flat surface that it helps to spread the embossing paste around. And again, as I said, the silver embossing paste is a little bit more runny than the normal embossing paste, so you have to have patience with it, and it can leak through the mask a little bit. So if you're looking for a perfection type look, this is not the embossing paste for you. All right, so I'm just making sure I'm in the screen here, and I'm just gonna dip my knife in and pick up some embossing paste. You really don't need very much embossing paste. A little goes a long way, and I'm just gonna start spreading it across my mask. See, I've already shifted my mask a little bit, but again, I'm not looking for a perfect look. I just kind of want it, and you can go in different directions, make sure you know it's all being covered until you're happy with it. Let's just say that. You're gonna play with it until you're happy. I don't like to see holes in my bricks, so I like to have good coverage. So you just kind of, the more you mess with it, the more you give yourself opportunity for it to leak through. So just remember that as you're working with it. The more you play, the more it's gonna possibly leak. Okay, so I'm good with that. So I'm gonna try and lift this up, and that's the image that you get. Now it dries super, super shimmery. It's really, really bright and really shiny. So that's a really cool look. And I have a lot of wipes and paper towels. You're gonna need a lot of wipes and paper towels handy. I'm just setting these on a paper towel. I'm gonna move this out of the way. Okay, and the other thing is with silver embossing paste, you're a lot safer to leave it open, but I'm telling you with the regular embossing paste, it dries so quickly that you do not wanna leave it open. You wanna close those lids and get that stuff off your tools and off your masks as soon as possible, because once it dries, it is almost impossible to get off. So just a few tips, you know, just make sure that you're always cleaning off the paste. Don't let it sit on anything other than your card, because it will dry and it won't come off. So I'm just wiping off the embossing paste, and you are going to get messy, so be prepared. You're going to get a little, I noticed that the silver embossing paste is a little tacky. So anyway, so I've cleaned my mask, I've cleaned my tool, and I've got my brick wall. Now I wanted to show you something else that you could do not just cards. So I did a brick wall on one of my gable boxes, and what I did is I just slid in a paper towel because I didn't want it to get, you know, through onto the back side of the box. But so I'm just going to show you how I did that on this side. I already did the other side yesterday, but I kind of wanted it to be like a castle for a dragon or a knight as a cute little birthday party favor. You could use this. So I just wanted to show you how I do that, just to kind of give you guys ideas. You can also do these on boxes. You can do them on bags. You can emboss, you know, the gable boxes. The silver on silver look is really, really pretty. Yeah, so it's just a really fun, yes, a brick in the whole wall. Yeah, no, this reminds me of, like, you know, the labyrinth, right? The labyrinth wall or a castle wall. I thought the knight and the dragon, you know, look really cool in the castle. You can turn the mermaid into a princess by hiding her fishtail. So there's a lot of fun things you can do. I really, really like the Magical Day stamp set because it's just magical. It's just fun. I love the fairy tale concept. And I like the variety that Stampin' Up! Gives with the different sets. You know, there's something for everybody. You know, if you're not a flowery, cutesy person, you know, this is a fun alternative for that. So you just spread it until you're happy. And again, you have to give this time to dry. That's, you know, that's the only thing, is you gotta wait for it to dry. So I'm gonna peel this off. And there you go, you have the second side of your brick wall. And so you just gotta set this aside and let it dry. But you could have a lot of fun with it. You could play. Don't be afraid to use it and play with it. So I'm gonna clean off you have to clean everything off. I left my lid open on my silver embossing paste, which I shouldn't do. I'm showing you guys bad habits. I'm gonna put the little sealer thing back in, because it will dry out. It will, so beware. Just cleaning off my mask. And you can see I just put a piece of scrap paper down because it does get messy. So really anything will do. Gotta get that cleaned off. You can use the heat tool, Terry. That's what I was doing last night. And if it's not dry by the time we go back to use it, that's what I'll do. It could quicken the time that it dries. So that is a great suggestion. Thank you very much. I should have said that. Okay, so we'll move this out of the way. Now I have my scrap pieces of paper for my dragon and my knight. And so we're going to stamp from the Magical Day. I love, love, love this stamp set. It just screams magical and fun to me because, you know, each one is a magical creature. And then you've got the medieval times, and I love the font on this stamp set. So it's a really fun set. We're going to be using our dragon and our knight for this. And we're going to be using Memento ink because we're going to have to color, which I enjoy doing now with our blends. Give me a thumbs up if you love our blends. Oops, doesn't want to stick to the block. I love our blends. They make coloring so much more fun. I'm now happy when I get a stamp set that I need blends for. So it's definitely changed the way I feel about them. Okay, and then we're gonna clean that off. And put on our knight. Get him on there. I like our little knight. He's so much smaller than the dragon. He's so brave. Oop, almost knocked my coffee. Whew, Lisa, you didn't see that. No, Rebecca, with the embossing paste, it air dries. You do not need to use a heat tool for it. So we just spread it on there and we're just gonna let it dry. Great question though. So it's a little bit different than embossing powder. You don't need Versamark ink or a heat tool. It just air dries. Okay, so the other little thing that I wanted to do was I wanted my dragon to breathe some fire. So I need to stamp my little fire. It's like a little flame. I'm gonna use a little stamping block in my Memento ink. And I love that all of these pieces have framelits. They all cut out. Now you don't need framelits, you can cut them out by hand. They wouldn't be too difficult. I mean, the dragon, he's probably as detailed as it gets, but the framelits make it so easy and so nice. I like when things come with framelits and I don't have to fussy cut. Because otherwise we'd be fussy cutting and then you hate me. Okay, so I've got my blends. See, I've got my little blends. And I've decided that I want my dragon to be green and yellow, like a dragon, like I picture a dragon to be. So you guys get to watch me color for a little bit. Little color therapy. And if I miss any of your questions, I'm so sorry. You know, I'm trying to multitask, but if I'm not able to answer your questions, I will go back through, I promise, and answer any questions that you have. Embossing paste is a little bit tricky. I'm just tracing the lines, and you want to be really careful with blends so that you don't get too close to the line because it can bleed through, like I did a little bit on the tail. So this is the fine tip side of the blender pen, but I mean not blender pen, the blends marker. But some of these details are so tiny that even the fine tip is a little difficult, but we're gonna make do. Especially his wing. I always screw up on the wing because there's like those narrow edges. You really do have to kind of take your time. He's such a cool dragon. I just am in love with him. I'm going to show you how I'm going to do a little shading on him, you know, make him pop that much more. It's kind of fun. I've kind of been, you know, trying out different shading techniques. So I'm going to get my yellow. And I just colored his scaly belly, his chest, I guess, yellow, and his little leg yellow. And I did his little ears. I don't know what those are. Dragon anatomy. Anybody an expert in dragon anatomy? So I'm just doing his little spikes. They're like ear wings. Wings for your ears. I don't know. So I like to kind of blend the colors a little bit. We're gonna get the darker olive green. I'm using the old olive, and I'm going to just trace some lines where I think the shading would be, like maybe under his arm here and along his belly is dark, and probably his feet, and maybe right here. Maybe I want his scales to pop out a little bit more, so I might trace some of his scales. But just wherever you think there would be a slightly different shade. You know, maybe some on his tail, on his bottom. So it doesn't have to be precise because I'm going to go back over with my lighter olive, old olive. Dragon anatomy. No, really, there's dragon anatomy. I don't know. I'm even going to go over this a little bit, kind of blend the colors. This is why I love blends, because they're so fun and there's no lines to it. And you can just blend those hard edges. See, I am far from perfect. Look at my coloring. It's outside the line. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do to fix that here in a second with my little, I call it my magic erase marker. I just like to run over all my lines again and kind of hide the dark edges that I did, and it just starts to blend a little bit. It's just cool. It looks like cool shading. You know, his back is lighter than his front. His front's in the dark. Okay, and then just because I kind of dulled that yellow a little bit, I'm going to come back over with my bright yellow, bring that color back out. There we go. All right. He's cute. Okay, so remember how I said my magic marker? So this is called the color lifter, and it actually pushes the color away from it. So what I like to do, so you can see he was a little screwed up on his nose. He's a little screwed up on his tail here. I went out the lines a little bit. So what I do is I just kind of start outside the color and just kind of shade towards the line, and it pushes the color back. It's like, get back. So it's like, someone explained it to me and now I can't remember all the terms, but it's, the blends are alcohol based and I think the color lifter is water based, and so they don't mix, and so it pushes that color back away from wherever the color lifter goes. So that's kind of how I use color lifter to fix my mistakes, is I'll push the color back towards the line. Now you can also use it if you want to lighten up something that you've colored too dark. You know, let's say I wanted this to be lighter, you could trace on that and it will make the color lighter in that area. And sometimes you have to do several layers. It doesn't necessarily work right away, but it will slowly start to lighten the color, and you can go back over as many times until it's as light as you would like it. So you can go back, look at the tail, look. So now it's better, it's fixed. It's my magic eraser. It makes me look like a professional color when I'm not. Oh, thanks, Mom. My mom gave us the Dragon Anatomy. Thanks, Mom. Thanks for looking out. See, there really is Dragon Anatomy. I'm really that much of a nerd. I would know that. Okay, now I'm coloring my knight, and he has, am I using the darker gray? Nope, I'm using the light. Okay, so I'm using the light smoky slate, and I'm just gonna color his armor. I'm gonna tell you guys, I was this crazy, and you guys are gonna be like, Tiffany, that's just too much. I tried to paint his armor with the silver embossing paste. I thought that that would be so, so cool, but I couldn't control it enough and spread it in these tiny little areas to like paint it on. Ooh, I didn't try a paintbrush. That was dumb of me. I should have tried a paintbrush. So somebody try painting with silver embossing paste and let me know how that goes. Because I was that, I was that crazy. Uh-oh, I got at the lines again. So yeah, I really did try to paint him with silver embossing paste. But wouldn't that be cool if his armor was all shiny? All right, so, oh, I'm all over the place. I'm gonna show you how I shaded his suit of armor. You can see I did some shading to kind of make his armor pop a little bit. So what I did is I took the darker smoky slate and I just traced some of the lines where I thought maybe the shade, where it would be darker on him, you know, behind the shield a little bit, maybe under his underbelly, under his little suit of armor, down in his shoes. So you just shade where you think, I always tend to think the sun's coming from the right side. So you just shade where you think that it would be darker, and then you can kind of go back over with your lighter color and blend the lines a little bit. And you just play until you're happy with it. You know, maybe you want to go back over, maybe he has a shiny spot on his armor. Maybe it's like shiny there. I don't know. I don't like that. Change my mind on that. But you know how armor is. Yeah, maybe that's shiny there. Okay, let's see. I want his suit of armor to be, or his family colors, or whatever you would call that, to be yellow and blue. I think that's a pretty common knight color. Red and yellow, yellow and blue. What other colors are there? I don't know, this one's pretty common, I think. This is what I think of. It's got his family crest going on here. Oops, went out the lines. See, I am a horrible colorer. Thank God for these blends. They make me look better than I am. And that's the other thing too, you can mix colors. You can blend different colors together to make new colors, to make new shades. So you really want to play with these. And let's see, I made his little, his sword. It's a very tiny sword. I did Pool Party. I don't know. It's like a diamond colored sword. But there you go. Oh, there is an ivory color. So there are two, there's a bronze and an ivory for skin color, skin tones. And I will tell you, the first time I colored with the ivory, I was like, oh my gosh, it's way too dark. but it actually lightens up as it dries. So don't be freaking out. It does lighten up. See, it's already lightening up. Okay, oh, I gotta do my fire. I think I'm gonna do my fire orange with some red. Is fire orange closer to the source or away from the source? All these important, serious questions. Good morning, Kara. You get to watch me color my favorite set. Kara actually won this stamp set when we were at on stage. I was super jealous. It wasn't her favorite, I will tell you that, but I think it's growing on her. I don't know, maybe not. But look, so we've got our fire, we've got our dragon, we've got our knight. So now I'm going to show you how cool those little framelits are that come with it. We're going to cut all these pieces out. And I got to move all this stuff out of the way. Okay. Bring the big shot in. And our pieces. And I've got my framelits. I've got like embossing paste going on. It's a mess. Okay. So we've got our knight here. I get him positioned. I'm using my magnetic base plate. That is the best for these. Oops. And I love that the dragon, it cuts out, you know, between the wings and everything. It's really detailed. I like that. And then we need our little flame. Where's our flame at? Here he is. Now, the little pieces are tricky with the magnets because they shift on you, so just be careful. I might not be able to get all three done at the same time. There we go. Oh, can you guys see? Bring it up. Okay. Nothing shift or move. Here we go. Oh. The knight is shifting. Do you guys talk to your framelits? Apparently I talk to my framelits. Okay. There we go. Again, make sure you guys, if you haven't shared my video, make sure you share to get entered to win the stamp set, the lavender stamp set. I can't believe that celebration is almost over. Like, it went by so fast. I mean, there's hardly, you know, there's what, like 2 weeks left? 2 weeks of free stuff left? The celebration starter kit is the best deal, and the free stamp sets or items. Oh no, my framelits got stuck together. Look, how does one do this? There we go. Only I would figure that out. Okay, so the other thing we need to do, I put my big shot away and I shouldn't have, is we need to stamp our sentiment, which is "You are one of a kind." I did this in basic gray, and I have a scrap of paper here that we're going to stamp. And so I'll do that real quick, bring my big shot back in. And where's my, here we go. I got embossing paste everywhere. Let's see. I got it on my, I got it on my frame. Okay. And "You are one of a kind." Okay. Stamping that in the basic gray. Get that on there. And then we'll run it through the big shot. So we'll do that real fast. Get that cleaned off. Okay, I'm glad I'm not the only crazy person that talks to their stuff. I feel like a loony bin sometimes. But sometimes you just need to talk to it. You just need to coax it. So here we go. Tell you guys, my workspace must not be big enough because I just made a mess with my embossing paste. I don't even want to show you guys what I did. But we're going to pretend that I'm an amazing perfectionist crafter that didn't make a bunch of mess with my embossing paste. Okay, so we've got all our pieces, and I can tell you, because I dipped my stamp set into my not dry embossing paste, that it's not dry yet. So we're going to heat it up. We're going to heat it up. And I'm okay with this. I'm going to cover up the mistakes I made. Now we get to watch paint dry. And my embossing gun would be a lot quieter if I actually had a Stampin' Up! Embossing gun. The Stampin' Up! One is so super quiet. I just wish I had a fast forward. Haha, that'd be nice. Oh, Deborah, I'm real, all right. About as real as it gets with making mistakes. If this is the first mistake you've seen me make, you haven't watched any of my past videos. But I can say I colored my dragon really cool. Come back here. I'm just gonna check it here and see how we're doing. Now I said this, it's kind of tacky. So it's tacky, but it's drying. Okay, that's good. The other embossing paste, it's only the silver that's like this. The other embossing paste dries really quick. Dries really quick. We didn't want a clean brick wall anyway. You know, the dragon and the knight have been fighting. I'm sure this brick wall would be in a worse state. It probably look really charred and crumbly if there was a real dragon in a fight. So I'm going to call that good. It's just a little tacky, but it's not wet. So it'll be fine. So we're just going to put it together now. We're just going to put all our pieces on. I think what I want to do is put dimensionals on the back of this piece. I want it to kind of pop. The other one did not have dimensionals. I just glued it straight on, but I do like it better when it pops up a little bit. But if you need to put this in the mail, you could definitely just glue it flat. But I just like it to have a lot of dimension. My embossing paste is sticking to the bottom. I'm just pulling off all the backs of the dimensionals. Pop the magic dragon. Oh my gosh, Janie, I don't know where you come up with this stuff. We have the same sense of humor, I think. We're both a little strange. Okay. So there's that. Okay, and then we're just gonna, again, we're gonna put dimensionals on the back of our knight and our dragon. Oh, that's one thing I want to show you guys. This is the back of the paper. Now I didn't use thick Whisper White, which is the recommended, because it bleeds through the back. So make sure you have a scrap piece of paper or something you're working on, because it will bleed through. Those, I'm telling you, those alcohol-based markers, they're pretty amazing. And they throw a lot of ink. So got my dragon. I'm gonna put him up at the top here. He's maybe flying, I don't know. And then I'm gonna put my knight down here. I'm gonna put him at an angle, like he's kind of raised, like kind of facing towards the dragon. Where's my little fire? I got my fire. My dragon's breathing fire. And these little mini dimensionals are awesome because they fit on these little tiny pieces. So he's gonna breathe fire. Watch out. Okay, now the thing I did with this is I just put my 2 pieces of that shimmer ribbon back behind. And I actually want to trim that edge. So where's my scissors? I want this to be at an angle, so I'm just going to trim that. Okay, so we're just going to put this at a crisscross on the back, and then I'm going to hold it down with dimensionals. So let's see. Again, if you haven't shared the video, make sure you do that. I want to give you a stamp set. Giving the Lots of Lavender stamp set away, which is a super cute celebration item. You can only get that stamp set if you place a $50 order. So that's a really, really awesome free thing to get. Just saying. I give awesome prizes. Give me a heart if you think my prizes are awesome. I do. I love giving free stuff. I'm just putting these down, and I'm obviously having difficulty with it because you guys are watching me. Okay, so we got this guy. We're just going to put that in the center, like so, and that's it. And you have a really cool, look at that shimmer. Look at that. Look at how shiny that is. Isn't that cool? Now, I don't want to show you guys what I did. I'm going to have to start all over on this guy. I wanted to show you really cool what it looked like, but I think it's probably, oh look, I'm going to wipe it off. I'm going to start again. Okay, I'm not going to do that on the video. I wanted to show you guys how cool it would look, but I can't. I have to do that again on another time. Maybe I'll post a picture of it when it's done. But I wanted to show you, you could do a really cool castle look. You know, you put your dragon, you put your knight, do a little door, a little drawbridge or something. So anyways, I'll work on that, and I'll send a picture of that one out. But think about how you can go outside the lines and how you can emboss other things, not just paper. So that's really fun silver embossing paste. Okay, now I need to show you guys this one. This one is super cool. And I'm actually going to change it up a bit. When I saw this embossing folder, this is the Sweet Soiree embossing folders. When I saw this particular one, I actually thought of seaweed. Does anyone else see seaweed? I think that is just looks like seaweed. So I thought, okay, I'm going to try this out and make it seaweed. So I did the silver embossing with the seaweed. But then last night I thought about it and I was like, I'm going to try something else. And what I decided to do was color the embossing paste. And it turned out really, really cool. So I want to show you what that is. Okay, so I started with a base of Bermuda Bay, and then I put a layer of Pool Party, and I'm gonna use these two pieces to make everything that goes on top. So let me show you what I did here. This is so cool. I'm gonna bring my scrap in so you guys, you know, you don't want to ruin your work surface. So I've got that kind of seaweed look. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take our silver embossing paste, and you need an ink refill, and you need the Bermuda Bay ink refill, and we're going to color the silver embossing paste. I know, I'm crazy, but it looked really, really cool. So I'm gonna put some on the silicone mat, and that's probably way too much, but we'll go with it, okay? And then I'm taking my Bermuda Bay ink refill. I'm just putting 1 or 2 drops in. We'll see. That's probably too much. One drop is probably plenty. It just depends on the color you want. But doesn't that look so cool? You just mix that up. Look at that. Now, the silver embossing paste is already runny. And when you mix the ink in, it makes it super runny. And I'm just making a big mess here. But that is so cool. Looks like shimmery. Ooh, blood at Halloween. Yes, that's awesome. That is so cool. Yeah, Halloween's one of my favorite holidays. So I'm gonna try and get both of these pieces in the camera. Okay, so I'm gonna hold my mask down and pray that it stays. You could tape it down. But I'm just going to spread my embossing paste. Now, it will run. I'm going to tell you this. It's going to run on your paper because it is so liquidy. But that's okay. We're all right. I'm going to scoop up some more embossing paste. It's just a pretty cool watercolor. All right, I'm not gonna mess with it too much because again, it's going to run all over the place. So now I'm gonna try and pick up my mask. Look at that. Does that not look like a cool underwater scene? So cool. Okay, I'm gonna set that over to dry somewhere safe. Somewhere I'm not gonna destroy it. Okay, I'm gonna put some paper towel and clean this off. And then I wanna show you something else that I tried. Actually, I'm not gonna clean my tool, I'm just gonna clean the mask. Because I wanna show you something that I did to make this celebrate. It's shimmery as well. So I'll show you what I did. I don't know, I got a little crazy with it yesterday. So I'm gonna show you, you can tell me if you think it's cool or not. All right, so I'm gonna move that out of the way. So what I did is I took a piece of the Bermuda Bay cardstock and I spread the silver embossing paste on top. And I'm just gonna use some of this blue tinted color. It's the same color as the cardstock, but I just liked that kind of metallic look that the embossing paste gives it. And I just spread it along the paper and then let it dry. And then we're gonna cut it out with the framelits. Isn't that cool? Just a cool little effect. Just kind of makes a shimmery paper. So we'll just set that aside and see what it looks like when it dries. Now this one is not as noticeable as the silver because I dyed it Bermuda Bay, which is the same color as the paper, but it still gives it that cool shine. So we're gonna set that out of the way and let it dry. Yes, it gives it a kind of a bling. It's really cool. Now, Mary Lou, I don't know exact time because the silver is funny. It doesn't dry as quickly as I'm used to with the other embossing pastes. I would say a good 10 minutes at least. It depends on how much embossing paste you're using. But again, you saw that just a few seconds with the heat gun and it dried up pretty good. So, but it does have that kind of tacky feel to it. So, but it does dry and it's not tacky once it's fully dried. So you'll know it's dry when it's not tacky anymore. All right, so we'll move those out of the way and move this out of the way. And we're going to do our mermaid and our little seahorses now. And I don't know if you can tell, but I colored her little fin with some Wink Stella to give it shine. And I colored her hair red because my favorite mermaid is Ariel from the Disney movie, Little Mermaid. So, of course, my mermaid had to have the red hair. And we're going to put our mermaid on a block, and we got our little seahorses, and I did 3 seahorses. So we got our seahorse and our mermaid, and we need our Memento ink because we're going to color again. What are we fussy cutting? Oh. I wasn't paying attention. I was looking at the screen and I just inked my block with no stamp on it. That's awesome. So I'm just stamping my seahorse 3 times and we're going to clean that off. Okay. And I'll clean our mermaid off. And put those guys away. And put our ink away before I make a mess with it. Okay. Oh, thank you, Patty. Thank you for sharing. That means you're entered to win my stamp set. Yay. I like giving away free stuff. Okay, so we are going to color her hair red, and I'm going to definitely use the fine tip because of all the detail in the stamp. It's a little difficult to stay in the lines, but the blends kind of bleed a little bit anyway, so as long as you stay pretty far away from the edges, it pretty much does the work for you. How am I going to get that little end? It's kind of relaxing. I love coloring just for the relaxing factor. All right, so that's it for the hair. And then I mixed 2 colors for her tail. So the first thing I did is I went over it with the green, which is the light old olive. So I just did that as my base because it's a lighter color. But I'll show you, I mixed her colors to get the shade of green I wanted for her tail. So just getting that real quick. Okay, and then what I did was I took my Bermuda Bay, my light Bermuda Bay, and I went back over the green. See how it changes the color? So this is the normal Bermuda Bay, and then this is that kind of green tinted, kind of reminds me of aquamarine. It's kind of cool color. But that's the neat thing about blends is they mix together and form new colors. They don't get all muddy. They change, and you can add layer upon layer of color and mix it up. It's really cool. Okay, so there she is, and you can go back over, you know, with the light green again if you want to lighten it up a little bit. You can play with the colors and make it whatever you want. I just kind of colored her scales a little bit so it lightened up. And then you get your Wink of Stella, and you can make it even more shiny and glittery, like that. And then we need our ivory. Where's our ivory? Right here, to give her skin tone. There we go. Oop, little hands. Okay. All right. Dot colored. Is that where like you kind of dab? I've never heard that term, dot colored. But nope, I haven't. You're gonna have to show me. Lisa, how about you do a video and show me how to dot color? I'll watch that. I like learning new techniques. So which character in the stamp set is your favorite? Do you guys like the fat unicorn or the mermaid and her seahorses or the dragon? I think for me, it's probably the dragon. So there's that. And I think I'm gonna make these seahorses the same color as her tail. So I'm gonna go back over it with the light Bermuda Bay. These little guys. Okay, so now we just need to cut them out with the framelits. And before we do that, I want to get this dried so I can cut it out on the Big Shot as well. So I'm going to get my heat gun out and run that real quick. So we got a lot of dragons, got some unicorns. I think the dragon is my favorite. He just looks sassy and so cool. Sorry, you have to listen to this. But I was really shocked to see that the silver embossing paste doesn't dry like the normal embossing paste. We're going to use the shimmery embossing paste next, and I'll show you the difference of how quickly it dries. It's really nice. It's nice, but it's also, you have to kind of work kind of fast. With the silver embossing paste, you have a little bit more wiggle room, a little bit more working time. So it's a give or take, I guess. You don't mind sitting here with the heat gun for a few seconds, or letting it sit for a while. That should be good. All right, so let's get our framelits out. We need our mermaid and our seahorse. And we need the Celebrate, which is in that Celebrate You Thinlits that is in the Celebration catalog, and it's free with a $100 purchase. Sorry, let's see. I guess I don't have it out. I need to grab it. Here it is. Okay, so this is the Celebrate You Thinlits. And we're going to just cut out Celebrate. Okay, so get our big shot back in. Seahorses. Mom. Seahorses are cute. I will give you that. All right, so we've got our big shot. We've got our magnetic plate. We're gonna cut our pretty little mermaid. My mom will tell you, when I was little, I used to watch The Little Mermaid over and over and sing all the songs. I was a mermaid fanatic. And then I remember playing in the pools and pretending that I was a mermaid. I loved mermaids. So I don't know if I've met a little girl who doesn't love mermaids. The wizard is pretty cool. I like the wizard too. He's probably last place, poor guy, but really all of it is cool. I really like all of them. Okay, so I got my Celebrate. That's been cut out, and we'll pop that out here in a second. So we'll set that aside. We got our mermaid cut, so we'll set her aside. We have a couple more seahorses to cut, so we got to run this through 2 more times because there's only 1 seahorse framelit. So, got to do those individually. Run those through. There's seahorse number 2 and seahorse number 3. Who agrees with me that this looks like seaweed? It does look like seaweed. Or is it just me? Am I the only one? I'm gonna show you it's seaweed. You will think like me. Okay. Someone keeps giving me a frowny face. Someone doesn't like my humor, I don't think. I'm sorry. I have a weird sense of humor. I'm going to pop this out because it's bothering me. Do you guys see these little pieces that get stuck? You just use your piercing tool and you just pop it out. And they have these little holes here that make it really convenient for popping out those little pieces. And we need to do that for our Celebrate too, because it's not going to come out on its own, I don't think. Definitely want to pop out all the little circles. And then again, like I said, that embossing paste is a little tacky, so it could be that it's sticking to your framelit. Like you can see it's sticking to mine. So just be really careful. I thought I ripped it. Be really careful when you're tearing this out. There, came out in one piece. Look how cool that is. Look how shimmery. Can you guys see that? How shimmery that is? Really cool. Okay. You guys talking about food? Janie, are you hungry? She had a friend of hers made sushi for her birthday. It was a huge platter of sushi. It looked so good. I was like, oh yeah. I want to go to her house for sushi. Okay. So putting these guys back so I don't lose them. I've got my Celebrate. Put my Celebrate back. Things are falling off my desk. I've run out of room. Okay. All right, now we just need to assemble, but I'm probably sure that this is not dry yet. I'm even afraid to touch it. Oh, no. In some places it's dry and some it's not. So we're gonna just run this through the heat embossing gun. Do you guys see seaweed yet? Does that look like seaweed? Like a magical underground, under the ocean seaweed? Isn't that cool, Mom? I love it. It looks so cool. It's a really shiny, shimmery card. Any Little Mermaid lover would love this, or an adult like me would love this. Who wouldn't be sad to get a mermaid card for their birthday? It brings back childhood. Oh, Janie, can you pour one for me? She's drinking a glass of red wine because it's evening over there. And I want one. But I can't have one. It's too early in the day. All right. I hope this is dry. I hope. I think it's dry. Okay, well, it's dry enough. It's dry enough that I can work with it. I don't want you guys here all day watching paint dry here. Okay, so I've got my Bermuda Bay, and this is our base. Again, the measurements are all on the project sheet, which is in the comments section or in the description of the video. So again, I'm going to put this up on dimensionals. You can do runner. You guys know me, I'm dimensional happy. I like to have all these little dimensional backings everywhere in my hair, in my clothes. You know what was really funny? The other day I was at work and I was walking to my office, and in the hallway right outside my office, you guessed it, was the backing of a dimensional. And I was like, really? I've taken it to work now. That was kind of funny. I mean, because you'll recognize them anywhere, and you know they're not from anything else. These hexagon-shaped little pieces of plastic. It was funny. I just kind of chuckled. I bent over, picked it up, chuckled, and was like, okay, I'm shedding. I'm shedding crafts now. Okay, so put that on. That is just so cool. Can you guys see that? That is just really, really cool. Okay, now you know you can color your shimmering embossing paste, your silver embossing paste, and it can be silvery, metallic, whatever color you want. So doesn't that, I think that looks cooler than the silver seaweed. Give me a heart if you like the colored seaweed better than the silver. I think that is so cool. Now, I should have stamped my bubbles. If you want bubbles in your ocean, I should have stamped those before I put them on with dimensionals. I cannot at this point go back and stamp that. It would be a hot mess. So this one is not going to have bubbles. But anyways, that is, we're going with it. So what I did here is I just put everything on dimensionals. Again, because I have told you I'm dimensional crazy. You don't have to put everything on dimensionals. You don't have to be like me. And if you were going to put this in the mail, I wouldn't advise you to put everything on dimensionals because then you're paying more for shipping. But if you're going to give it to a friend at work or a family member that's nearby, then it would be perfectly fine. But my little seahorses, they're flying around everywhere. Just taking the backing off of them. Now, if you have no nails and you need to take backing off of your dimensionals, you can bring out your handy dandy piercing tool and just pick up right from underneath it and peel off the backing, just like so. So you don't need nails to mess with the dimensionals. You can use your little handy dandy tool. I know some people who refuse to craft without this little tool. And oh, I was gonna be super smart and put my adhesive sheet on the back of this so that I didn't have to mess with the little glue, but I forgot to do that. So instead I'm going to bring my silicone mat out so that I don't get my whole workspace messy. And I'm going to do my Tombow glue. And I'm just gonna do dots. Dots of glue all around my word. I always forget to bring out my adhesive sheets. Somebody needs to tattoo it to my hands or something so that I can remember to use that. It's such a helpful tool. Okay, let's see. My mermaid is kind of in the way. but I'm gonna make it work. So I'm just tucking the Celebrate kind of under her a little bit and just holding my words down. It kind of looks like the Celebrate's part of the seaweed, huh? Like almost pops but doesn't. I don't know, it's kind of cool. But there you go. You could have put it up here and then have the seahorses around it. I mean, you can do whatever you want, but I wanted to show you that you can use the silver embossing paste in different ways. So we just, you know, smeared it on a piece of cardstock and cut out a word with it. And we colored it and we put it as a background. There's so many cool things you can do with it. So there's the beautiful mermaid card. All right, now for my favorite, I think, is this unicorn one. The unicorn is up in the sky with her clouds and she's having a magical birthday. So let me show you how I did that. Again, I used the shimmery white. This is the shimmery white embossing paste, and it is also new. You could take the regular embossing paste and add sprinkles, but it's more messy and the sprinkles go everywhere. I wanted to show you, I took the other mask in the Sweet Soiree and I made a bunch of beautiful flowers. I thought this would be a pretty background. I thought it popped really pretty on the red. And this is one that's on white, shimmery white on white. But you can cut out the flowers, put them somewhere else, put them on something else. You can have them in the background. But it's just the shimmery white embossing paste is beautiful. And in this particular case, I actually colored the embossing paste and then put it on the card. So we're gonna do that now. I have my base. You don't really need very much. You just need a base and you need a scraps for the rest of your pieces. And I definitely need my scrap work surface because we're gonna get messy with the clouds. And you need your silicone mat because you're gonna mix colors. And where's my other, here we go. So I need to get my cloud mask. Where's my clouds? Here it is. Got my clouds and my shimmery white. And I need to get I use the color Tempting Turquoise as my color of the clouds. You could do white. So if you had a different colored background, like if you had a blue background and you could do white clouds, that'd be really cool. But I kind of like coloring the shimmery embossing paste, so that's what I wanted to do. So a shimmer embossing paste is a little bit thicker than the silver and it does dry quicker, so we have to work a little faster. Excuse me. I breathed wrong. Ugh, how do you do that? Okay, so I'm taking some of the shimmery embossing paste, putting it on my silicone mat, and again we're going to just do a couple drops. Maybe I'm just going to do one drop of the color, and we can mix it. And you can always start with one, and if it's not the color you want, you can go back over and get another drop and make it darker. But you've got to spread it around and get the color that you want. Mix it all up. It does get messy, but I kind of feel like I'm Bob Ross, you know? I don't have Bob Ross's soothing voice, but it makes me feel like I'm Bob Ross. So just make sure you put the clouds where you want them and hold it down and run your embossing paste across. But I am like Bob Ross in that there's no such thing as a mistake. There's only happy accidents, right? Everything happens for a reason, and you can turn anything that you weren't planning into something that is awesome. Just getting some more, spreading it around. Now I would recommend taping this down so that your fingers aren't in the way and your mask doesn't move. But you kind of got to come at, as you can see I'm doing, you kind of got to come at it at different angles to make sure that you get the coverage that you want and it's everywhere that you want. I need the last of my embossing paste. You can always put too much on and then scrape the excess off. That's all right. My husband watches Bob Ross so that he can take a nap. And he used to, when Janie was a little baby, put on Bob Ross for nap time. And she'd fall asleep on his chest, and they'd both be there snoring because Bob Ross would put them to sleep. And when my husband wants to lay down and take a nap, he'll tell the girls to put on Bob Ross because Bob Ross is on Netflix, and you can watch every episode of Bob Ross. Yes, I'm making happy little clouds. We're just making happy little clouds. Here we go. Look at those happy little clouds. And you're going to see that this dries so much faster. I'm going to move it out of the way gently. And now I've got to clean up my mess. Now I'm telling you this, oh my gosh. Mistake number 1, guys. Don't leave your embossing paste open. This stuff will dry fast. And I have extra excess. You could put it in a baggie or a tub, but I'm not prepared for that, so I have to throw it away, but that's all right. But yes, you got to get this stuff off because it will dry and not come off. And once you start cleaning, you're going to see you're going to get glitter everywhere. Because once it's been wiped up, the glitter is contagious. So that's pretty clean. And we're going to just wipe this off as best we can. Sometimes I'll take it, well actually most of the time I'll take it and try to scrub it off with soap and water, but I'm telling you, you will have a residue. If you can't get it off when it's immediate and you try to go back, it ain't coming off. But it's so cool. It's definitely worth playing with. All right, so that's it for the embossing paste. Isn't that cool? I'm going to set that aside. We're going to do some stamping now, and we're going to stamp our unicorn and then color him, my favorite part. And I'll show you how I did the wording here also, because I didn't use the full phrase of the magic. I just used the magical. So it says, hope your day is magical. I just stamped the magical and then cut it out with a framelit. The framelit that comes, the banner framelit that comes with the stamp set, does not fit this entire phrase. It fits the "you are one of a kind," but it doesn't fit the "hope your day is magical." So I wanted to have that, and then I just chose have a magical birthday to kind of complete the sentence. So I'll show you how I did that. But I love my sparkly clouds. They're just magical. So there's my unicorn. And I can probably stamp my sentiment at the same time. So what I have to do is be real careful and only get, well, first thing to do is get my stamp to stick. Okay. So I'm trying to just stamp the magical word and not get the rest of the phrase. And I can't get my stamp to stick today. It wants to not behave. Okay, I think that's good. We're just going to stamp that about, I guess right there. Fell off the block, but it's still okay. So there we go. Magical. Okay, let me clean that stamp off. I have actually gone through all of my baby wipes, believe it or not. An embossing paste, you need to have baby wipes handy. I would also recommend, if you can, have a tub of soapy water to dip your masks in and let them soak and clean, like your silicone mat and stuff. So you can have soapy water there ready to go if you need it. But I use baby wipes just because it's quicker and easier, and it's not going to be as much water. Okay, so now we need to color his mane. And I did a mixture of Calypso Coral and the purple, which is, well, kind of rich raspberry. But I think, what do I want to do? I kind of want a blue and pink mane now. I think I'm going to do blue and pink. So we're just going to color his mane. Her mane, his mane. I don't know. It can be whatever you want. And then I'll show you how I did his shading on his body. There we go. My coloring skills are probably driving you guys crazy, but I don't have a very steady hand. All right, it's a her. Okay, it's her. Yay, Teresa, go play. I love it. It's so much fun. Ooh, I like this Bermuda Bay in the pink. Yes. Am I too excited about this? I love it. Okay. Oh, so cute. Okay. And then what I did is I took my, what did I take? My light crumb cake, I believe. Nope, that's dark. Where's my light crumb cake? And I just went over where I thought there would be shade. So her backside, her definitely this leg here, underneath, you know, the underside of her, this leg, down in here. So you're just kind of tracing maybe her belly a little bit. Okay, and I don't want it to be this dark. Oh, I forgot a little horn. I'm gonna do her horn. I'm gonna do it in blue. Okay, I don't want it to be this dark. So what I did is I came back over with my color corrector and I just kind of went back over my lines to kind of blend my lines. I just want it kind of out of focus. Does that make sense? Like, I don't want you to notice the shading, but it's there, right? It makes it pop a little bit, but I don't want it to be noticeable. So there's my little unicorn. Easy peasy. And now we just gotta cut them out. So I'm gonna bring my Big Shot back in and move this guy out of the way. Okay. So we're gonna cut both of these out with the framelits. I'll get that situated in a second when I have two hands. Okay. So unicorn, hopefully I spaced them out enough that they can both be cut at the same time. That's my hope. Which it looks like it's gonna happen for me today. Yay, small victories. Okay, run that through. Yes, no sharp lines. Thank you, Terry. I like that. No sharp lines on our unicorn. But the blends, okay, you guys, you know I'm not an expert colorer at all. I didn't know any of this shading nonsense before, and I just kind of played and got comfortable. And the more I played with those blends, the better it got. And I just experimented and just, you know, and that's the neat thing about blends is you can just do layer upon layer upon layer, and it doesn't get muddy. So I have my two pieces here. I have my card. I'm going to show you guys. It is dry already. My embossing paste is dry. It looks like I've got a stray piece of that silver embossing paste in there. But it's dry. That's how fast the embossing paste dries. It's pretty amazing, right? And that's how I thought the silver embossing paste was going to dry, but it didn't. It did not dry that way at all. Okay, so now I need my scrap. I'm going to be doing Have A and Birthday. And I used a different stamp set that had those sentiments in it. I used the Thoughtful Banners stamp set. And this is really cool because it has a punch that punches these banners out. It's really neat. So I need Have A and Birthday. So Have A and Birthday. And I think I can put them both on a block together. And I don't care which way they go because I'm going to cut them out. I'm just going to use Memento Black because I have it here. You could use the Archival Black, but I have this one here and it really doesn't matter. So I'm going to stamp those down so I have them there. See, I did one upside down, which is all right. Doesn't matter. We're going to cut it out, and we're going to tell it which direction we want it to go. So, taking these off, putting them away because I will lose them. And we're going to actually fussy cut this out. Right, Teresa? It's so fast. You will be amazed. That's why I said clean it off right away. Do not let it sit out. The embossing paste dries super fast, which is a good thing, right? We don't have to sit there overnight waiting for it to dry or anything. It just is quick and easy, and you can put together a project in no time. But the silver embossing paste is a little bit different. I can't say that about the silver embossing paste. You need time and patience and sticky hands for that project. But it's so cool. It's worth it. It's worth the time, patience, and sticky hands, I promise. All right, so we've got our unicorn, we've got our pieces. Now we just need to glue everything together and put it together, and we're gonna have a super cute girl's birthday card. Now I will tell you, my daughter is turning 12 this week, and I purposely did not show her this card because it is an absolute perfect card for my daughter's 12th birthday. She loves unicorns, and this is just the cutest card I've ever seen, and she's gonna freak when she sees it. So I purposely have not let her see this project because I'm gonna give it to her, and why not? She loves unicorns. Matter of fact, we are making I'm not going to glue that down yet. We are making little containers of unicorn poop for a craft fair that I'm going to. We're making these little boxes that look like unicorns, and they have little horns and everything. And then inside is unicorn poop, and it's basically rainbow marshmallows, but we call it unicorn poop. And it's super cute, and so she's going to be selling that at the craft fair that we're going to at the end of March. So it's perfect for her. Perfect for her and her unicorn, love of unicorns. And I know that her grandma got her something that's unicorn related, so she doesn't know yet. She'll open that on Thursday. So super excited for her to be 12. She says, Mom, I'm going to be a teenager now. And I'm like, yeah, that's not quite how that works. You're not in the teens yet. She said, I'm being 12. And I said, yeah, but teens is 13, so you still got one more year. She's like, no, I'm going to be a teen. I'm like, stop trying to grow up so fast. But there you go, guys. Isn't that adorable? I just love it. I'm in love with this embossing paste. It is so cute. So I'm going to bring out my other projects here. So here you go, right? How fun is that? How fun and magical, and what a special creation you could do for someone in your life. I just can't get enough of it. And again, as I told you, my janky little note here, you guys are all going to get a free gift if you place a $30 order in my store this week using this hostess code. If you place it by Wednesday, $30, you are going to get a free gift, and I'm hoping I can get enough orders to get everybody a tub of the embossing paste so that you guys can be playing and make some magical creations as well. And then real quickly before I say goodbye to you guys, I wanted to remind you that I have another magical class that is available this month to you, and it's the Magical Shakers class, and it comes with 4 projects and a bonus project. And you have until the 15th to register for this class. I untied my little ribbon here. Whoops. But so you have 4 days. You have till the 15th to sign up for this class, and you'll be making 4 beautiful magical projects plus this bonus project. Now, see, this is a castle using that gable box, and this is the designer series paper out of this suite. So you'll get all the supplies to make these projects, plus I'll be sending you video tutorials on how to assemble all of these projects, and I have a suggested shopping list. So what you do is you place an order with this hostess code by March 15th. It has to be $35, and I give you a suggested supply list of things you need for the shaker cards if you don't already have them. And you just place an order. It can be anything you want of $35. Use this code, and then I will send you the class kits to make the shaker cards and the tutorial videos by the end of this month. So they'll be the 20th, and by the 25th you'll get the videos. It's such a fun class. You're gonna love it. And anybody that gets a shaker card from you is gonna be, jaw-dropping. You can't buy cards like that in the store. So it's totally worth, learning that fun skill. I show you different shaker filling and different things that are really fun. So I hope you guys have a fabulous week. I hope you can recover from this daylight savings. It's been rough, but okay, you want to see my unicorn treat? Okay, now I am using retired products, so I really shouldn't show you this because it's retired. This one isn't complete. He's missing his tail, but this is my little unicorn. He's got a bow, and then he'll have a tail here with a color on it, but he's got a sparkle cone unicorn horn and a little face, and then he's filled with unicorn poop. And I'll grab a bag so you guys can see. He's filled with unicorn poop. Look at that. So that's inside of him. Isn't that cute? I think that's going to be super cute. It's going to be fun. And yeah, a little Bermuda Bay, which is one of my favorite colors. So yeah, that's going to be the little project Morgan's selling at the craft fair. But they're just really fun. I think I'm going to give him some rosy cheeks too. And then he has his little tail. So anyways, you guys have a wonderful Sunday. I hope you guys have a fabulous week. And we'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.